So Lamar Jackson, is his legacy up to this point? Now, obviously his career's not over, but is his legacy up to this point on the line? I mean, are we saying that Lamar Jackson's legacy is on the line? I think it is. I think he's got to go win this game. I think he's got to go win this game. Because if you go lose, you know what the narrative is going to be. We covered this. If Lamar Jackson plays great, he can play great. But if you go lose, he didn't do enough. And I'll be on that train. I will be on that train. Hey, man, sometimes you got to go win a game. Now, granted, if you put your team in position to win, and just like Josh Allen a few years ago, they lose at 13 seconds left, that wasn't Josh Allen's fault. Josh Allen had done enough. And if Lamar Jackson does that, he will have done enough. But if Lamar Jackson plays like Josh Allen did the other day, it's not enough. Not in my opinion. It's not enough. So, that's not enough. You got to go win the game. You got to make the plays when your team needs you to make them. So, up to this point, now granted, Lamar's career is not over, but up to this point, you got to go make the plays, man. You got to go make the plays. So, that's what it is. That's what it is. Got to go make the plays. I like where Lamar's sitting. I like their chances. But the narrative with Lamar is he hasn't played well in these big moments. That's what everybody says. Lamar chokes. The moment's too big for him. Well, they won the other day. But then the narrative was, well, the Texans aren't any good. So if they beat the Chiefs, what will that narrative be? Will it be, well, the Chiefs aren't as good as what they have been in the past? They don't have any receivers. Even though the Chiefs defense is top 5 in the league, and it is, what will that narrative be? Or will people just say, Lamar got it done? Lamar got it done. I'll be interested to see what happens. Now, the question becomes, are they going to beat the Chiefs? I see a lot of different ways that the Ravens can win the game. I don't see that many ways that the Chiefs can win, but that doesn't mean they can't. It doesn't mean they can't. But I don't see how many – I see a lot of different ways, I should say, how the Ravens can go and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I just don't see as many ways the other way. So – And here's the thing, and I see my man Chuck Miller says if they keep Lamar in the pocket, well, Lamar's been in the pocket. I mean, he was 16 for 20 last week. I mean, what do you want him to do? You keep him in the pocket, okay, and then he picks people apart. He's been doing that. But I think what it is people want to see him throw for 350 yards, but if he throws for 200 and, I don't know, let's call it 224 yards. 3 touchdowns, runs for 30, another touchdown, or just what he did last week. I mean, what he did last week. I mean, Lamar wasn't just out of the pocket running wild. He just took advantage of what was given to him. So, I don't know. And it's not his first instinct hasn't been to run this season. That's somebody said that on TikTok. You haven't watched Lamar play all year long if that's what you think. That hasn't been his first instinct. He's been looking to throw, and then when all else fails, then he has run. He just happens to run better than everybody else. That's all. So, and it's wild that everybody thinks that you have to throw. I mean, what is the goal here? Is it to win, or is it to have stats? Because if it's to win, and Lamar does exactly what he did this week that he did last week. Throw for 150, run for 100, combine for 4 touchdowns, and they win. Isn't that good enough? Or is that not good enough? And I'm just asking. Is that good enough or is that not good enough? Combine for 252 total yards, 4 touchdowns, and a win. I think that's good enough. I mean, hell, we saw Patrick Mahomes last year throw for 185 yards in the Super Bowl, and he was the MVP. I just think at some point, it's when you make the plays, how you make the plays, and does your team win? I think that's got to take precedent over stats. I think that takes precedence over stats. That's what I think. And I also think it's a mistake if the Chiefs just sit back and say, well, we're not really going to rush on the edge. We don't want him to get outside. I think if you do that and you just let him sit in there, I think he's going to beat you. I think he's going to beat you. I think you got to bring the pressure up the middle, get in his face, and make him make decisions outside the pocket, maybe have a spy. It's tough to spy him. It's real tough to spy him because he's going to beat your spy running to the corner, running outside. He's going to beat that guy. But I think you got to bring pressure up the middle. You got to bring pressure in his face. You got to trick him. You got to trick the offensive line. You got to bring pressure from everywhere. And Spagnuolo will do that. That's what he's known to do. But I think that Lamar has to play well in this football game. Win or lose, he's got to play well. If he plays bad, I mean, what are we talking about with Lamar? I mean, that's what everybody's been saying. You needed weapons. He's got weapons. He's got weapons. So hopefully he can make it work. Hopefully he plays well. Whether you want him to win or lose, that's fine. To me, I don't have a dog in the fight. I think the Ravens will win. And I'm a Lamar fan. I just want him to play well. I don't want there to be a narrative out there where people can bash him. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that narrative. So, but we'll see. And people said he's not beating Mahomes. Well, he's not playing Mahomes. He's playing the Chiefs. And Mahomes isn't playing one down of defense. Not one down. Not one down of defense. What would a Ravens win Sunday mean for Lamar's legacy? I think it means a ton. I mean, how many people, and thank you for the gifts, man. We appreciate it, Austin. How many people said that you can't win a Super Bowl with Lamar? You can't even get to the Super Bowl with Lamar. How many people said that? How many times did people say you can't win a Super Bowl with Lamar? You can't get to a Super Bowl with Lamar. And if he gets to a Super Bowl, then what? Then what? So I think it means everything just to get there. If they win it, it's the cherry on top.